few years ago, I had the opportunity to read a wonderful book about Buddhism. I had the chance to read about Siddhartha Gautama, who later on became Buddha. And at some point reading the book, I came across the Noble Eightfold Path. I was impressed. I am a Christian, I come from a Christian background, but the ideas that I read there really caught my attention. Right speech, right mind, right attitude. Of course, I wanted to have all those things in my life, and I couldn't avoid remembering the 10 Commandments that the Bible talks about in Exodus chapter 20. God gave humanity 10 commandments as His law that should be respected and followed. But there's something very interesting here. When we look at the Noble Eightfold Path, they are not only a way of living, but they are also a way of attaining enlightenment, nirvana, or what some people would call salvation. However, the 10 Commandments that we find in Exodus chapter 20 are not a way for salvation. They give us the standard that God has for us. But we cannot find salvation in those 10 commandments. I hope that you're understanding very clearly what I'm saying. I will put it in a different way. When we look at the Noble Eightfold Path, we are looking about how I can save myself, how I can improve my situation. But when we look at the 10 Commandments, they work more like a mirror. This is what God expects from us, but I'm not really sure if we can attain that expectation that God has. If you're a Buddhist, I would like to ask you, can you keep or do or follow all the standards that you find in the Noble Eightfold Path? And if you're a Christian, I would like to ask you, can you actually follow the 10 Commandments? If we are really, really, really honest, the answer is no. I'm a Christian, and I will answer as a Christian. No, I cannot keep the 10 Commandments. I have to say that at some point I have lied. At some point in my life, I have done things that I didn't want to do, but I did them anyway, and then shame came into the picture. Why did I do that? I questioned myself. And I am sure, if you're a Buddhist, that you have experienced the same. Oh, I didn't say the right words. I didn't have the right attitude. We all go through the same. But when we look at Buddhism, we understand that salvation, enlightenment, nirvana, comes from within. However, the Bible has a different idea about this salvation that we're talking about. In the biblical concept, salvation comes from outside. We cannot keep God's law, and therefore, God did something for you and for me. And that will be our next stop.